What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. The video today is new release review, where I give you my thoughts and opinions about the brand new releases. Are they worth your time? But most importantly, are they worth your money? I'm talking about 5 movies today in this video, and I do have to say this is another batch of winners to me. I really enjoyed every single one on some level, so I'm looking forward to sharing with you my thoughts about these movies. Now, the first film I'm going to talk about is a brand new 4K upgrade from Paramount, and I was very much looking forward to watching this film again. It is Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest I first watched about 3 months ago in the month of September because I was watching nothing but Sam Rockwell movies. So that was my first time exposure to Galaxy Quest. And when I did receive the 4K upgrade, I was looking forward to watching it again because when I did watch it 3 months ago, I really enjoyed this movie. To me, this is such an underrated comedy gem. You have such a random cast of actors put together to create this cast. You have Tim Allen, you have Sigourney Weaver, Alan Rickman, Sam Rockwell, Tony Shalhoub. There's so many more actors that we know that are the aliens in this movie, but those are the main stars of the film. Now, if you're kind of unfamiliar with Galaxy Quest, what this movie is about is that you have all of these stars right here that were on very much like a Star Trek inspired TV series. And it was a major hit back in the day, but now, because the show has been off the air for a little while, they really can't find any other work. So their work is going to conventions and promotional events and signing autographs, meeting fans, things like that. Well, what ends up happening is that aliens from outer space need help fighting this villain, and they believe that these actors right here, that it's real. They think that these people right here, the actors from the TV series, are actual, like, in outer space. They think everything is real. So they show up at this convention wanting to take all the actors back to outer space with them to help fight this villain. It is such a funny movie. The dynamics between the actors and the characters are just so funny. Sam Rockwell is kind of like the comedic element of the movie. I mean, the whole movie is hilarious, but Sam Rockwell stands out to me because he's purely there for comedic relief. He's just kind of crazy and saying these one-liners, and you don't really know why he's there, but he's just there in the background. He's kind of like the extra person from the cast that didn't really make it all the way through the entire series, so that's a funny element as well. So overall, the movie is just hilarious. I am so happy that I recently discovered this movie, and I'm super thrilled that I do have the 4K now, because this 4K, let me tell you, looks fantastic. Paramount did an amazing job with this movie. It looks fantastic. The colors pop. They're very vibrant on screen. Most notably, when you're in like the alien villain ship where it's all green. Green is a very dominant color in that ship. And all of the villain alien characters are green, and you can see the details. The details, that is what's important, especially with a 4K transfer, because you want to see those details. And the makeup job, the prosthetics, whatever they use to create these alien creatures is really impressive, because with the 4K, you can see all of those minute little details in creating all these different kind of alien creature characters. And like I said, the color green is just so vibrant. It looks very, very nice. So if you're a major fan of Galaxy Quest, or if you've never seen the movie before, I highly recommend. This is one of the best 4K transfers of the year, at least in my opinion. I'm not sure if it's going to make the top 10 of the year. I'm still trying to figure that out, because the end of December is coming so quickly. So all of my end of the year lists are going to be happening. but this really is a high contender for that. They did a great, amazing job. So, Galaxy Quest, well done, well worth the pickup. High recommendation from me to you. Thank you, Paramount, for sending over this 4K Steelbook. Okay. Next on the list is a recent 4K upgrade. Oh, and that is available right now. I always forget to say that. Galaxy Quest is available right now. It came out December 3rd. Okay, moving on to the next 4K upgrade, which came out in November. Yes, November. I'm getting all messed up. This next 4K upgrade came out in November, so this is available right now. I love and adore this movie. So when it came out with a 4K upgrade, I was just so excited for its 30th anniversary. The 4K of Little Women. You guys know how much I love and adore Little Women. I love this story. I think why I love it so much is because I'm an only child. So if I had siblings, especially if I had all sisters, I would want this kind of relationship and dynamic with my sisters. They don't always get along, but at the core of the story, whatever happens, they are always there for each other, and their siblings are their highest priority, and having a relationship, a good relationship with their siblings, with their sisters, is the focus of this movie. And having Susan Sarandon as their mom, Marmee, she's the best. Now, as you guys know, there's several variations of Little Women. You have the 1930s version with Katharine Hepburn. I do own that movie as well. There is the latest 2019 version with Florence Pugh and Saoirse Ronan. I didn't really care for that one. I do have to say I have my little critiques about that. I believe there's also a different version of Little Women with Elizabeth Taylor, but I have not seen that one. I try to see every single version. But without a doubt, 1994's version of Little Women is my absolute favorite, hands down. I watch it every single holiday season. I have to. The movie starts off on Christmas Eve/day, and it's a recurring holiday throughout the entire film. I love it. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. So if you have not seen the 1994 version of Little Women, you really need to. And the dynamic between these actresses as sisters, to me, is the most believable, because I have seen, the 3 different versions minus the Elizabeth Taylor version, and the dynamic and relationship between these group of sisters is the most believable. One of my complaints with the 2019 version is that those actresses chosen seem more like friends and not sisters. The sisterly bond and relationship was not as believable as it is in 1994. With this movie, I've seen it so many times. I know what scenes are coming right after the next. I can watch this and not really pay attention to it, and I know exactly what's going to occur. It never fails. Whenever I watch this movie, I always cry. And it's not once, it's probably 2 to 3 times at least. This movie pulls out the emotion in me like really no other movie, possibly Lion King. Like Lion King 94 and Little Women 94. Whenever I watch them, I always cry without fail. And that's majorly due to the dynamic between these 5 women right here, the girls' relationship with their mother, and also the girls' relationship with each other. And then on top of that, the score of the film. When this score kicks in several moments of this movie in particular, I'm guaranteed to cry every single time when Claire Danes as Beth initially gets sick and Marmee is away. And so the girls don't know what to do. Should they leave their mother with their father or call their mother to come home and be with Beth? When Susan Sarandon walks into that room, I'm going to cry right now, and the score starts, I am a puddle. I am a mess because that is the true love of a mother. She walks in to her daughter. She knows exactly what to do. The doctors don't know what to do, but instantly the mom walks in and she knows exactly what to do to take care of her daughter. Look at me. I'm getting emotional talking about it right now. I love this movie. You guys know I love it. I adore it. My mom and I watch it together. We always get emotional with this movie. I can't help it. So if you are a major fan of this film, or maybe you have not seen it, this is another high recommendation from me to you. You need to watch this. Absolutely. Preferably during this time of the year because it means so much more when you watch it during the holidays, in my opinion. And the 4K transfer of this movie, very, very nicely done. It just looks so nice, very smooth. Like the girls' faces just look so smooth and perfect looking. I loved it. So this is a home run. Another home run for me. Really, really enjoyed rewatching this in 4K. I know I went off on Little Women, but you guys kind of expected that, right? I mean, I can't help but gush about that movie. Okay. Movie number three. Movie number three, regular Blu-ray from Lionsgate, Never Let Go, starring Halle Berry. So with this film, I didn't really know what to expect because when this movie came out in theaters, the reviews were kind of mixed. It didn't really make a lot of money at the box office, so that means not a lot of people went to go and see it. So I was kind of, we'll see. I'll watch this for myself and form my own opinion. And I gotta say, I enjoyed this movie. I really did. The main factor about the movie that I enjoyed was that it was a different concept. Not totally original, because I think probably some other horror films maybe, are kind of similar to this. I haven't seen every horror film on the planet, but I'm sure there's another horror film out there that's maybe similar to this. But what's happening in this movie is that you have Halle Berry and her two sons like deep in the woods, deeply, deeply isolated in this cabin. And she has this fear that an evil entity is out there, that it's on the property, and that if they are not connected to these very heavy ropes that are connected to their house, if they do not have these ropes around them when they go outside, they don't go outside often, but when they do, for food, hunting, supplies, things like that, if they are not connected to these ropes, she has the fear that this evil entity is going to just overtake them and make them do bad things. And also, she has the belief that they are the only ones left on the planet. Like, there's no one else out there. They're starving. The kids are starving. They're not looking good. Like, this is a very serious situation. What I really liked about this movie is that you were questioning the entire time. Is this real? Is the evil element real? Is she hallucinating this? Does she have a mental illness? Is it schizophrenia? You are constantly questioning the entire film. What is really happening? Are they really the only people left on the planet? I don't know. You have to watch the entire film to find out. And I do have to say, these two boys right here, their acting skills, unbelievable. Because there's one point in the movie where they really are the focus of the film, and they dominate. They really, really do. They keep your attention. They're not like annoying kids at all. Sometimes kids in movies can be kind of annoying. They were not annoying. They really kept my attention throughout the entire rest of the movie, and I really enjoyed it. So, unfortunately, not a lot of people saw this movie, but I do recommend that you buy this and watch it for yourself. Maybe not full price. Wait for a future sale. If this went down to like $10, definitely buy it. Definitely buy it and pick it up. So I do recommend Never Let Go as well. I think what happened is that not a lot of people knew that this movie was coming out. And that's why it did not perform at the box office. But that is unfortunate because I did enjoy this one. Next up is a brand new movie from Scream Factory, actually a brand new 4K. This is the first time ever on physical media, if I am remembering correctly. And that is Hush. This was a first time watch for me. I picked this up with one of my Amazon gift cards, and I am so happy that I chose to spend it on this because this is a collector's edition. You get 4 discs inside of here. You get disc 1, 4K original version. Disc 2 is 4K, the shush cut. Disc 3 is the Blu-ray. You get both versions, original and the shush cut. And then disc 4 is the Blu-ray special features. So this is very well worth the money because you're getting 2 different kinds of cuts, 4K, Blu-ray option, as well as a disc only for special features. So now let's talk about the movie itself. What did I think of this? Well, like I said, first time watch. I knew like the basic concept of the movie. I really do appreciate that the film was a short runtime. It was only, I think, 82 minutes long. It's somewhere back here. But I think the movie's only 82 minutes long. And I honestly think that was the perfect length of this film because watching it and digesting it and after it was over, I think if it went any longer, it kind of you would have felt it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a concept for a movie that is only for a certain amount of time. If it went over 90, I would say max running time, 90 minutes. If it went over 90 minutes, it would have been too much because you're only really dealing with 2 characters. If you've never seen Hush, let me explain to you. So you have this woman right here is our main character, our final girl, if you will, because I mean, she's really the only one in the movie, but to say final girl is kind of, not necessary, but I will just call her final girl. So she's our final girl and she's deaf and mute. And she has a cabin in the woods. As I always say, a cabin in the woods is never a good situation in a horror film. Why do these people stop listening to me? Why are they not listening to me? I don't know. Never go to a cabin in the woods. Anyway, so she is handicapped. She's deaf and she's mute and she's in a cabin in the woods. Her home is just in the woods, deep in the woods. And she's a writer. She's writing. She's trying to figure out, I think it's her second book, and she's trying to figure out where to go with the book. She's having difficulty finishing it or moving on to the next chapter or something. So she's trying to figure this out. Right in the beginning of the movie, a friend comes over. She read, I think, her first book or something. I don't know. And she's, complimenting her and praising her. And so they had a nice little visit and then she leaves. And then this guy shows up. This guy right here. We don't know why. We don't know why he has shown up or why he's doing what he's doing, but he is harassing this poor woman, taunting her, playing the cat and mouse game. And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to say any more because then we'll be getting into spoiler territory. So I don't want to ruin it for you if you've never seen it. But this was a great movie. What I loved most about it, first of all, I love strong final girls. That's why Sydney Prescott is my number 1 favorite final girl. She's strong and she's smart. And she knows how to combine those elements about herself to get out of every single situation. And she kind of reminded me of Sydney because even though she has a disability where she's mute and she can't hear, she does not let that stop her from fighting this guy. She's not a victim. She's not a victim. She's a fighter. And I love that. I love that because I would have hated it if she was like crying in the corner somewhere. Don't get me wrong, she gets emotional at points. I mean, who wouldn't? This guy's like coming at her and trying to attack her in her own home. But she is ready to fight when necessary. She uses her wits, and that is what I love. So she is a strong final girl. There are a couple of moments in the movie where, not with her, but with another separate character that comes along and kind of like has an interaction with the invader right here, the taunter, the harasser, whatever you want to call him. And choices are made where it's bad choices, dumb decisions. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Where I'm talking out loud at the TV and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this movie. It was a great first time watch experience. So if you have not seen Hush, I highly do recommend this 4K pickup because you will not regret it. This is loaded, like I said, versions, cuts, special features, everything, 4 discs. You get a nice slipcover with it. So I do recommend. This was great. And the 4K transfer, or just the 4K, because like I said, I don't think this had any previous physical media release. This was on Netflix, and then Netflix yanked it off the streaming service, and everyone got really upset about that because there was no other way to watch this movie. And then Scream Factory to the rescue, and they put out a 4K. So excellent. Loved Hush. Great movie. I will definitely watch this again. High recommendation. Now, the final film I'm going to talk about is actually this box set right here. I'm going to try to balance it while I'm talking about it. The 4K limited edition set of Interstellar, celebrating the 10th anniversary of the film. This is another release from Paramount. Paramount was just so generous to me, sending me a bunch of items. So Paramount, thank you so much for hooking me up. This was a first time watch for me as well, believe it or not. I am not huge into the sci-fi genre, and I believe that's the reason why, I'm just not gravitating towards watching Interstellar. But when I do receive packages like this or, review copies, of course, I have to watch them. So I enjoy getting packages like this because it really does, kind of like it nudges me in the right direction to watch something that I wouldn't normally gravitate towards. So Interstellar, there's a lot to talk about here. Okay, so Interstellar, I always knew that the 4K transfer looked amazing because I had heard other physical media collectors talking about the 4K of Interstellar, saying that it was one of the best of all time, one of the best 4Ks they've ever seen. And that is absolutely correct. The 4K of this movie looks fantastic. So there's no hesitation there. Absolutely not. There should be no hesitation because this 4K looks great. Now, as far as the movie itself, I didn't have any concerns that the movie technically would not look great because this is a Christopher Nolan film. And Christopher Nolan has standards. Every single movie that Christopher Nolan has directed and worked on, good, bad, what have you, the technical aspects about his films are always on point. The sound, the score, cinematography, everything. And this movie, the cinematography of this film is beautiful. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And then on top of that, you have the amazing performances. This film is very much performance driven. You have Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, even though she's not my favorite, you guys know this, but Anne Hathaway, great performance as well. Jessica Chastain. You had Casey Affleck. I didn't know he was in the movie. Matt Damon. Hello. I didn't know he was in the movie either. That was a surprise. He popped up out of nowhere. John Lithgow was in this movie. I mean, I knew that this film, I keep holding it crooked. I knew that this film was going to be good. I had no doubt because with these amazing actors, with Christopher Nolan behind the director chair, behind the camera, whatever you want to say, I knew this film was going to be good. So it looks great. Performance-wise, everything is just fantastic with this movie. But I do have to say, personally for me, this is a film that I'm going to have to watch again and again to completely understand slash appreciate the movie. First of all, it's a long run time. It is. I think it's what, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, that's an investment of time right there. So it's a chunky piece of time that you gotta, carve out for yourself to watch this movie. But also, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and it's very technical. And I'm not the smartest when it comes to like I don't want to say that I'm stupid because I'm not stupid, but watching this for the very first time was kind of overwhelming just a little bit, and not in a bad way. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad at all. But when you watch this for the first time, it is kind of overwhelming because all of these technical situations are being spoken about, and you're just trying to absorb everything that is going on, and it's a lot. It's a lot in one sitting. So I enjoyed my first time watch. I did. But I feel like if I watch it again, second time, third time, I'll appreciate the movie even more and really come to love it, because I know some people out there, this is their favorite film of all time. I can understand that. I really, really do. Because, like I said, it looks amazing. The performances are on point. Everything about this film is just so well done. But I want to get there like other people. I want to love it like other people do. So I feel like once I watch it again and again, I'll probably get there. Because, like I said, it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to understand. A lot of technical terms being thrown around that I've never heard of before, so you're trying to absorb all of this and everything that's going on. It's kind of overwhelming, but not in a bad way, in a good way. You want to understand it and you want to know what's going on. And you know what? I do appreciate movies like this, because movies like this and like Gravity, also sci-fi, in space and everything, and Moon with Sam Rockwell, movies like that are the sci-fi genre. I appreciate movies like that because movies like this make me want to watch more sci-fi films. And I guess we could put Galaxy Quest in the mix as well, because that's sci-fi as well. So I do appreciate this Interstellar, this limited edition set of Interstellar, my first viewing experience. Thank you so much, Paramount, again for hooking me up with this amazing set. And yeah, I enjoyed Interstellar, but I gotta watch it again a couple more times, and I think I'll really know. I'll really know what's going on. So those are my thoughts. Oh, and you know what? Again, I forgot. If you're interested in the Interstellar set, this is going to be available December 10th. Let me hold it correctly again. December 10th, this coming Tuesday, this will be available online. I don't believe you can walk into any store and find this sitting there. You're going to have to order it online. If you're interested in any of the other movies I talked about, they are currently available right now. Thank you so much for watching my video today and my rambling love of Little Women and all the other movies. Thank you so much for taking the time. Comment down below and let me know, out of the movies that I talked about, which ones are you most interested in. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time.